This time home spec inspections, getting doing inspection this morning here, 2335 South Meade here. Getting started here, a little early here, about 8:30. I didn't know how long it was going to take to get here, but anyway, I'm here. So this is an ASHI inspection. ASHI is the American Society of Home Inspectors. A copy of ASHI Standards of Practices given with the home inspection contract and is the contract. So what we're looking for here, hopefully there aren't any, is any major electromechanical structural problems that may dissuade a buyer from buying the property. The inspection is similar to hiring an electrician, a plumber, a furnace person, and a structural engineer all in one. If I find issues with those 4 different systems or trades, then we have the electrician, the engineer, the plumber, the roofer come out to further evaluate. The reason for that is there's different ways of fixing the same problem. Different opinions, methods, costs, and materials. I don't do that. It's contractor stuff. Generally, we don't need the experts to come out here, but if we do, we do. I mean, usually they come out on a bid system. You are getting a roofer out here. Look at the tar and gravel roof. Other than that, we should be good to go. It's not a cosmetic nickel and dime inspection. And also the house is under, I would call it major renovation here. So we're in the middle of something and we don't know what it's gonna look like when it's done. And then you probably need permits on most of this. So I want to check to see if the fixer flipper here is pulling permits on this. Okay? And check with if this is Denver to see if you really need permits on some of this. I'm going to start on the roof and work my way down. So it's a tar and gravel roof. Probably need some maintenance here. You got some puckering up here. Really not much to these except you have to maintain. The problem with a tar and gravel roof is you can't see underneath of them to see if the water's penetrating underneath it. There's no attic. See if it's leaking underneath there, and by the time you find out it's leaking, half your walls, your ceiling's rotted out. So now you can change these. This has got enough slope that you can actually put shingles on here like they did over here, or you can put a torch down the roof. The best roof of all time is called an EBTM rubber roof, which you won't get that from most of your roofers because they don't have it's a commercial deal and they don't like putting it on or know how to put it on. It's called EBTM. If I had the money and I was buying a house, I'd save up to put an EBTM rubber roof on here, and then your problems are solved for the next 20 years. Event flue pipe. I don't like this design here. You know, you get rainwater driving in there. I don't know if this is an approved event flue pipe cap or not. They have to have permits on all this stuff. Probably really needed a storm collar down here too. You don't have. Then you get a water leaking in here. So I'd probably see if they got permits on this. Little area here where you got the raw asphalt. You need to keep the rock up there and keep pushing it back up on here. And of course you need to clean the gutters out probably 2 times a year. A lot of this gravel will fall down in there. Just put it right back up in here until you decide on getting a different kind of roof. Like I say, I don't really see why this kind of a roof, really, to be honest with you, is not going to last forever, to be honest with you. This is not really flash bright. Chimney, I don't know what they did here. Some kind of material just come up and gooed it up here. It looks like it's just rolled roofing. Should have been flash and step flashed in here. Let's see what happens. It's going to leak in here, so you need to put metal flashing. It needs to be step flashed in there. And you can tuck point and replace some of this brick here. This is coming right out here. Some years and years of water leaking. The right way to do this should have come out farther so it doesn't drip on here, and then they have a little drip cup underneath here so it drips away from the chimney and doesn't damage it. You need to put a spark arrestor chimney cap over this, or if this is not being used, just cover it up. If it is going to be used for whatever, then you need to put a chimney cap spark arrestor over it. Chimney cap spark arrestor, something like that little unit right there. You can put that on this little guy here, or just cap it off if it's not being used. Don't know that yet. And also make it a little bit better cricket than this. This isn't enough of a cricket. you're still going to have water and snow hitting here. So what you do is a little bit more of a cricket here, or a saddle they call them, so the water goes away. This isn't much of a cricket. It's not up to current standards for a cricket or saddle. It's all flat to negative grade here. The fancy word for flat grade towards the house. Water hits here, can go into the crawl space. And it can actually end up cracking your foundation walls here. You need a positive drainage. That's really important for a house. Outside drainage. And you don't have it here. So what you need is a 10% grade 5 feet away from the house. Pretty much the entire house here. So what you do is you slope the dirt away from the house, put a vapor barrier down, and then put decorative rock on it, so when the water hits here, it goes away. So you not only have bad foundation grade, you got bad lot grade too. You got the water coming right in towards the house. You need to extend the gutters about, I say 10 feet away from the house. Put extensions on here and get it way out here. If you get them up here, it's just going to come right back. So you need to figure out how to keep this water away from the house. Hey, this is not a frost-free spigot. This ain't going to freeze unless you turn it off every winter. Okay? Should be a frost-free, and you also have galvanized pipe that should be replaced. Okay? Rust out in the inside, and it's just going to cut, and it can break at any time depending on how old it is. Okay? This vent's way too low in the ground here. See that? It's way too low. I don't know what that vent is for, but it's going to get plugged up with snow and everything else. Okay? I think it makes it improperly flash. You can see this is the other side of the chimney. The water stains there. It's been an old spigot. You might want to see if you can put another one in there. There's a hole there. You get this water away from your house here. 10% grade, 5 feet away from the house. Replace all these windows, I guess. So I'll check that. I think you need to have a permit for this, and I think you have to have some lead certification to do this too. Got a new breaker panel here. You might want to see if they got a permit on it, because I think, first of all, I don't think this is a 20 amp wire here. It may be. I don't think it is. Certainly doesn't look like it to me. You have a 20 amp wire here. See how much thicker it is. These are 30 amp breakers here. Pretty good. 15 amp wire. This one here is not on. So see how much thicker these wires are? Yeah. So this is not, so this kind of tells you got some amateur wiring going on here. You might want to really make sure they got a permit on this, and then you need to check to see if why they don't have arc fault circuit interrupters in here. They're supposed to put those in for bedrooms on a major renovation, I think. You need to check with the Denver Building Code cops. Wiring is, none of this is labeled either here, so you might want to see if you can get that label. A 30 amp breaker going to an AC compressor condenser that only calls for a maximum of 15 amps. As you can see, max fuse of circuit breaker 15 amps. Okay, that wasn't put on there just for grins. So there's no, you got a couple little bit of holes here. We're really not doing the cosmetics. You can paint and seal the edging and the trims and all that. Okay, you got some negative grade here. You need to get this water away from the house here with this slab. I'm going to finish this out, and I'll trim all this out. The house is under major construction, so kind of limits what I can do and what I can't do here. Not tempered glass in this door. It's kind of a dangerous door. I think this is just a frosting that they peeled or taped on there. Okay, this fireplace here, can see little cracks in the fire brick there. You can have that caulk, the 2000 degree caulk, and you probably, well, not probably, you need to get it cleaned. It's pretty dirty up there. You can get a creosote fire if you don't clean it up, if you're going to use it. So I'd probably get that cleaned. Okay, we're going to change all these antiquated electrical switches out here. Okay, you're supposed to have a tip-over device for your stove. Apparently it's in progress and not done. And I don't know if that's a legitimate vent for a gas stove in Denver or not. Underneath the sink, you're supposed to have a dedicated receptacle for that. Okay, that's the new rules for this armored cable. The dishwasher drain is supposed to go into a standpipe, not into garbage disposal anymore. Though I really don't care, but that's how they're doing them now. Still got galvanized pipe hidden behind the walls here. That can break and it can contaminate your drinking water. This is the wrong kind of receptacle for the new modern dryers. They need to be 4-prong. That means running a 4-prong electrical wire from the breaker box. Like you still got some antiquated 3-prong non-grounded outlets, okay? Okay, that means most anything that needs to be grounded will not be grounded here. Okay, I've got non-grounded outlets with a 3-prong outlet. So you need to either change these or label them just so you know they're not grounded. It could be a resale item issue too. You have some more outlets in here too. You probably need 1 on every wall. You only got 2 in here. They're not done with the house yet. It's still leaking. Hopefully it's not leaking down the crawl space. Looks like your shower drain's plugged up pretty bad here. The water keeps creeping up and up and up. Let's see what happens here. Okay, and these doors, these closets don't open up. They're made to open up and or maybe even slide on here, but they got it attached so you can't move them. You need to put GFIs in the kitchen here. They're not on GFIs. This area up here is probably supposed to be used for a closet. There's no floor on it. Electrical doesn't look too bad. So this is a Z vent, special kind of vent. You have to make sure there's got a permit on all this. You have to have an attachment here for the condensate. I don't think a Z vent is a concentric vent, meaning that it supplies air from the outside. You can't do this if it needs air, which it may. I don't know if it does or not. This kind of venting from the outside is not needed. In fact, you should seal these up if they're not needed. Yeah, they're going to seal this up from the furnace here. Open flue there.
Because we have this
Supposed to have a pressure relief valve for this thing. Says it right there. There isn't one. Okay. I really don't know if this is installed right or not. This needs to be done with a permit by the manufacturer's recommendation. Put a thimble up here and proper clearance to combustibles on its prevent flume pipe. Read here, the water unit must be installed at a location with proper amount of combustible air available at all times. That needs to be from the outside, not inside the house. So you have to have a permit on this, like I said again. Like I said on the roof, that thing they have on there doesn't look like a rain cap to me. Major air leaks. This is blowing air out of here somewhere. I don't know if it's not sealed up. It got a hole in it somewhere. You can feel it when you come down here. Leak major air or be inefficient. They're not flex ducts. They're not insulated, so you're going to waste a lot of your heat and a lot of your air conditioning right down here in the crawl space. Company they call Complete Basement Systems. They come out here and what they call encapsulate this whole crawl space. Take all this debris out of here and seal up this dirt. And it keeps the mold, the radon, and all the other noxious gases from going into your house, and also shortening the life of your furnace, all this humidity down here. I don't see any structural issues so far, so we're going to crawl around here and take a look. So, an open J-box down here in the crawl space. That cold air return duct's just leaking everywhere, and you should seal all this up. I want to get a HVAC pro to look at the furnace anyway. I'm not over there yet. We got another open J box down here.
Yeah.
So code cops make you cover those up. Right. Abandoned furnace. I don't know if you want to take that out of here. Duct work. Like I say, it's leaking pretty bad down here. You're probably wasting 50% of your heat and air conditioning right down here in the crawl space. So your eye pockets look pretty good, your eye beams. I don't see any distress there, so I'm pretty sure you don't have any structural issues here. I don't even see hairline cracks. Well, there's one little hairline crack there, but it's not in the footer. So I wouldn't worry about it. Crawl around here and take a look at the rest of this. Main water shut off right here. It's still the old gate valve that's probably going to leak if you try to shut it off. Probably rusted shut. That galvanized section of pipe should be replaced. That section right there. Need to replace that. The good news is I think they replaced most of the old galvanized pipe with the plastic PEX, which is good. Problem is I'd have that replaced for sure. that section of pipe and put a gate valve in there, and not a gate valve, a ball valve, because you try to turn that water off down there. Plus it's tough to get to this. You might want to get a little trap door to get to it. You have to crawl all the way down here, turn the water off if you have a major water leak. Foundation wall, I'm crawling the whole thing down there. I mean, this is like perfect, so you have no structural issues with at least the foundation down here. And the joists are fine, it's dry down here. Okay, this is your condensate pump down here. And the fail-safe wires aren't hooked up for it, so it can shut it off when the pump fails. This wire should be wired into the electronics, so when the pump fails it will shut down the AC and not flood your crawl space. There's another open junction box. And they just hardwired this in too up there. See that? This is your power for your condensate pump. That should have a plug to it, so you can unplug it easy enough. Yeah, so I don't think they pulled permits for anything on this house. This is where your furnace filter is tough to get to. Looks like they just crunched the wrong size furnace filter in there. Pretty loose fit in there too. It's all gonna leak here. Still working on the air conditioner. The contractor's not up and running. It's not working. And the furnace, hopefully we'll be able to get that running. But I think it's a 92, a 96 or so. It's kind of an old furnace. If it's over 20 years old, it's reached the end of its useful life. But we'll see if we can get fired up. If not, you need to have it cleaned and serviced anyway. HVAC Pro to come out and clean and service that. And then you need to make sure you put permits on all this stuff, which I know they don't have. That's pretty much the conclusions in the inspection, 2335 Meade Street. That's it.